So welcome to the grid work portion of our planetary grid work call today. It's May the 14th, 1:52 Pacific time. I guess technically it's 4:52 Eastern. For all of our record keepers here, drop this into the chat as well too if you want to. Oh, I guess I'm going to have to get the again. Copy the link. If you want to play on your own, you can play there. I like to kind of zoom and scroll and play. I think we said we were going to start at Mount Olympus. That sounds right, Vincent. Let's do this. Mount Olympus. Oh, that's Utah. I want Mount Olympus. O-L. Wait, I spelled it wrong. O-L-Y. Washington. There we go. Let's do this. Boom. All right. Saving to our project. So we're all the way. We're just going to start at Mount Olympus. We're west coast. I'm just going to zoom this out a little bit so everybody can see where we're at. It's a huge mountain. 7,980 feet, tallest, most prominent mountain in Olympic Mountains of the U.S. of Washington. It's located on a peninsula, is what it says. Huh. Yeah, it's pretty far north, man. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do some grid work, and I'll just scroll through the pictures so everybody can see. We want to connect the Mount Olympuses, and we want to kind of, we just had one of our grid working friends. She was just in Denver. Shout out to her. Shout out to Lenny. Christina's there right now. Man, this place is beautiful. If you have anything to share, feel free to unmute. I know Vincent lives there. Connecting into the land, the trees, the flowers. Right. So we're in Mount Olympus, Seattle, west of Seattle, northwest of Seattle, it's like. And let's go to Mount Olympus, and there's three actually in Utah. So we're going to zoom over to Utah, which is the state that I live in. Save this one. Come on, rearrange yourself. Oh, well, okay, just want to do it. Done. So this is actually not that far away from where I live. Just on the edge of Salt Lake City. Pretty close to one of the locations that I actually work out of. I'll pull up some photos. I won't take credit. Lenny affectionately calls this mountain Turtle Mountain because it looks like a turtle shell with all the mountains that are around. It's a beautiful mountain too. photos. So we're going to connect gridwork-wise from the mountain that's out in Seattle to this mountain. Let me zoom out here. In Utah. I don't have premium, so we can't draw the maps, the lines, but just kind of like use your imagination here with what we're doing. Just setting our intention to kind of connect, and you can use Brother Vincent's location if you need like an anchor. You can use my location if you need an anchor as well too. Here in Salt Lake City, and just kind of connect energetically from northwestern to Mount Olympus in Salt Lake City. So we'll do 1, 2, and then I'll pull up the other Mount Olympus, which is in Greece. Thank you, Vincent, for bringing that to our awareness. So we're going to zoom all the way to Europe. Save this into our project. Done. We're in Greece now. We'll zoom out so you can kind of see where we're at. Italy there to the west. Zoom in and take a look here and see what is kind of coming up. Let's look at the photos so we can kind of. And we're going to energetically connect from the 2 Mount Olympuses in the U.S. to this one. We've got some shamanic drumming for our music today. So just threading and connecting in. Also something about the inner earth wants to be witnessed. All the kingdoms, the rock kingdom, the mineral kingdom, quantum mycelium kingdom, forest kingdom, I want to go back because I wanted to go back to Colorado specifically, kind of jump back and connect into. This is Evergreen Mountain. I'm sure there's more popular mountains, but Christina, how far away are you? Is there a more popular mountain that you would prefer us to grid with? Mountain up for those who are listening on the playback, which is Denver, looks like.
Technical difficulties. Yeah. Well, I'm closer to Pikes Peak, which is in the Springs, but I've also climbed Mount Elbert, which is one of the higher peaks.
Mount, how do you spell it? Elbert?
Elbert.
Okay, let's do that. Boom. Save that one. Done. So we got Mount Elbert to Evergreen to Denver, just so you can kind of get a little bit of the reference. So we're kind of connecting in there. We also put Table Mountain up here too. We were chatting about Table Mountain, so we got kind of like a perfect thirds, trifecta, triad frequency going. Also, for those of you who may not be aware, at Tatiana's house, her location, we built with Vincent's help, and her started it, and then Lenny and I came afterwards for 8/8 last year and finished out the infinity portal that's on her. So just a giant infinity symbol, about like probably, I don't know, 30 to 40 yards in length, made out of rock, large river rock. Sometimes we anchor through that, so I just want to kind of bring that into our awareness. We got Mount Elbert, Evergreen Mountain, Table Mountain, Denver metropolitan area. Let's see, where's the springs? There's Colorado Springs south. So let me try and get all of this on our screen so we can see. There we go. Ooh, that's not any better, honestly. And then from this location, and please feel free to unmute if you have anything to share as well too. So we got Table Mountain. Well, actually, let's look at. Do we look at the pictures? I think. Pull up Mount Elbert just so everybody can get a little visual of the mountain here.
Also, there is Mount Cutler. It's not a very like high peak, but it was one of my favorite hikes. And my little brother, when I first moved to Colorado, took me on this hike and showed me this. It's like a little throne. It felt like made out of rock. So it's just a little off the trail, but it was amazing. Rock throne.
This is the trailhead. I wonder why it just brings up the trailhead. Done. Okay. It's like two little lakes here too. What is this? Or reservoirs? Okay. Seven Falls. Oh, beautiful waterfall.
Yeah, there's so many great hikes in that
area. Zoom out and find out where we're at. Okay, got it. So that's really close to you then. It's close to Colorado Springs.
Yeah, and I'm south of that, but
Yeah.
not that much.
Yeah, we found this Table Mountain here, and actually we found there's another Table Mountain as well too over by Vincent that we're going to connect out to. So we'll go west. I think his is called Tabletop Mountain, if I remember correctly. Does that sound right, Vincent?
It's also Table Mountain.
Okay, do that.
Near Mount Baker.
Table Mountain, okay. So go Table Mountain, Washington. Okay, so we'll save this to our project too. I'll put the links so you guys can see the spots, but you can always create your own too. It's kind of nice to be able to just, like, scroll and play. And of course, we're doing all this on a Zoom call, so it's not as like. So Table Mountain looks like it's close to the border, North Cascades National Park, really close to the border, northeast of Mount Olympus, where we were at earlier. Let's pull up the photos. Whoa, this place is beautiful, man. Holy cow.
I didn't realize that. I was looking up, saw that Pikes Peak is considered the most famous mountain in Colorado. Apparently, it's called America's Mountain.
All right, let's go. So since we did the trifecta of Mount Olympus, let's finish the trifecta of Table Mountain to South Africa, and then we'll come back to Colorado. We're going to zoom all the way to South Africa. You can believe that. Save that to our project. Oh. I don't know why it's saying. So just for reference, we're pretty far away. Southwest tip. Overlooks Cape Town, the city of Cape Town. Where's Cape Town at? Why is this saying McClare's Beacon? Oh, Cape Town's like right there, basically. Same. Whoa. These are great photos, man. It does kind of look like a table, too. At least in that one photo right here. Yeah. Take the little gondola right up. If you visited any of these locations, feel free to leave us a comment and tell us what your favorite one is, or when you went and visited any of these mountains, or if you got travel plans to visit any of them. Maybe you're from these areas. So we're going to go back towards Pikes Peak in Colorado, considered America's mountain, ultra prominent. Let's zoom out. Let's save this so we can all see. So we're south of Denver, basically, looks like. We'll come back and take a look at the photos, but I'm just going to give us a little bit of a reference. Yeah, so there's Denver. There's the other mountain.
Springs is right there by it.
Yeah.
I used to have the most amazing view of Pikes Peak from my kitchen window before I lived in the mountains.
It's not showing Colorado Springs, but I know we're like right there, basically.
Oh,
I don't know
it's
why.
right. Yeah, it says like by the trailhead is where it said it again.
Glen Eagle.
It,
Okay.
it keeps disappearing. Like
Yeah, I
Manitou
don't know.
Springs, I lived there too. That's a fun little town.
Let's pull up the Pikes Peak photos just for those who are interested in seeing some of the photos. Is this real? Looks like AI. Must be real though.
Some certain times of year, the sunsets are just wow.
Yeah, this color. Actually, let me just use the arrows.
You can
Get
like
back.
hike up that. You can drive, and there's also a train.
A train up the mountain? Wow,
Uh-huh.
it's pretty impressive. So just connecting from. It's an old home, huh?
My grandfather helped build the cog railroad up the Pikes Peak. Like he was
Yeah,
part of the engineers for it.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's a tall mountain, 14,000. Man, you're up there. Gridding all of these, like gridwork. Oh, Bigfoot crossing. There we go. That's pretty funny. It's nice they got all this stuff up there at the summit for you to kind of take a look at. It's pretty cool. Look at that view. Also, just like gridwork wise, not just like looking at the locations, but also like trying, like connecting all of these different locations to one another. And I wanted to kind of go from here. One of the things that I was working on this most recent weekend is I was out at Zion National Park, and I was basically shooting up connecting into like the inner earth, essentially. Let me zoom out so we can get a little bit of a reference to where we're at. And so we got Mount Olympus, so we're in basically the state of Utah. And I was going from essentially like right here at Zion through Mount Olympus and then out east towards Denver, Colorado, basically. So pick any of the mountains that way you want to choose, and just kind of like we were just connecting into and through to the like Denver field office. There's a building, we found a location. I could post a photo at the end. We found a location out there that looks like it could potentially be the field office located in Denver. And just kind of energetically gridding and connecting these areas together and grounding from the mountains into the inner earth. You can set an intention, you can just like grid. I think the intention I was using was specifically to like anchor and ground and also update the frequencies of the grids as we are shifting from, you know, Mama Gaia, Mother Earth into that Sophia frequency. And then also I visited too, so I'll add it to the list as well. On Sunday we drove like the 2 hours up to Bryce, which is pretty close, a couple hours away. Another national park with a bunch of like really cool looking, very, very unique looking, they call them hoodoos. Just these different types of like, and I'll pull the pictures up here in a minute, but I just want to kind of give you a reference for the grid working that we were working. Well, I was working on specifically. I was holding this southwestern. Our sister Lenny was out in Denver area. Christina was out in Denver area. And just kind of threading north through Mount Olympus and then shooting east. And just kind of using these 3 anchor points as like energetic nodes, frequency anchors. And if you're picking up on anything, feel free to like unmute and share, or if there's anything that's catching your eye you want to share. I know we got it all on the same screen here, but this is actually like, this is a pretty far drive. It's basically 8 hours east by car from Mount Olympus, roughly 8 hours, and then 4 hours south from Mount Olympus in to get towards Zion and Bryce. Maybe 3.5 to get down to Bryce, maybe a little bit further, 4.5 to get down to Zion actually from Mount Olympus. So this isn't a short trek. It's a little bit of an investment to get out there. And then one of the places that we I'll pull up Yellowstone. Anchoring into the inner earth here too, so I was also going north as well. So we'll save that into our project. And I'll zoom out and I'll give you kind of like the, as the crow flies, view of where we're at. I think you guys can see that. You see that okay? When you're in. Yellowstone National Park is like huge. The Tetons are right there too. Actually, let's go ahead and type that in. Teton. Another mountain range. Let's save this. Yellowstone is much more like inner earth, and Tetons are another mountain range essentially. So I'm going to zoom out just so you get a couple spots to anchor at here. You guys see that okay? Okay, perfect. So you can kind of it almost looks like a mountain too if you look at that. It's like going from Zion and Bryce north through Mount Olympus is like the 0 point, the center of the infinity symbol, and then anchoring up at either the Tetons or Yellowstone on the inner earth. And then looping back out and down. You can go from Mount Olympus east towards Denver and all the mountains out that way. I'll zoom out a little bit here, and we'll even capture, there we go. That'll show you all of our points. We got Mount Olympus to the northwest, so if you wanted to go from Zion and Bryce north through Mount Olympus to Yellowstone and the Teton, and then go northwest out towards Washington State, Mount Olympus and Table Mountain there. So we got a nice wide variety of mountains, inner earth frequencies that we're working with. Gridworking wise, updating the grids, anchoring the grids, up leveling the grids, weaving into those grids energetically as well too, if that makes sense. And definitely let me know if you guys are picking up on anything that you want to share. Grid-wise, energy nodes, was there anything coming through for either one of you? We can look at some of the photos for the Tetons too, if you're not familiar with the Tetons. Fairly close to Yellowstone, you can drive there pretty quickly. Maybe actually on the other side of the park, if I remember correctly, of Yellowstone. On the Wyoming side. Buffalo. Sounds like the getting a ping for the Sasquatch too. This is Yellowstone National Park. We'll look through those photos. This is where we visited last year in July, actually. Mountain Dragon Network, Tetons, and Ansel Adams. Did you want to expand on that? Yeah, this is the prismatic. Grand Prismatic Spring. That's what it's called. I'll look the name of it up. The Grand Prismatic. Okay, yeah, no worries. Like a baby prismatic, I guess. Prismatic, that's your, okay. One of the geysers. Let's see. We didn't get to see Bryce or Zion. Oh, D-Rex was talking about Buffalo today with the Nexus. Okay. So this is Zion National Park. This is southern Utah. Beautiful, beautiful area. Really busy though. So if you're planning on visiting this national park, you definitely want to start early. We were just there over the weekend, and yeah, it's packed. Like so packed with people visiting, hiking the trails. I guess you could go late technically, but the shuttle closes down at a certain time to get out to the trailheads. So beautiful. I mean, the trails are well maintained. There's so much signage, you can't really mess it up, honestly. There's not a lot of signal, I'll tell you that. Like, nothing. We had to use a satellite in order to text one another, but that's pretty much the par for the course for any national park that you go to. Don't expect a lot of self-service unless you're in the local city that's outside of the park. This looks like the little drive up. There's a little road. You can only get so far as a civilian passenger car. The rest of it is closed off, and it's only available to the shuttle and the park personnel. So you can't really drive to the trailhead. You have to e-bike or take the shuttle. That's the only way to get out there. And again, just for reference, we're basically southern Utah. Let's look at Bryce. Bryce looks nothing like, even though it's close, dude, it looks completely different. Completely different. These formations, the rock formations, are called hoodoos. I don't know why they're called hoodoos. If you know why, feel free to leave a comment. Educate us on the YouTube replay or on your own. But you see how it looks completely different? I didn't see snow there, but this is like one of the most famous ones here. This is a picture that a lot of people have on their Instagram. Yeah, this is pretty unique. I haven't seen anything that looks like Bryce at all. And what I liked about Bryce is that it is completely accessible, the areas, the overlooks, and but just driving. It's an 18-mile out and back. You just follow the main road, and they have pull-offs, and you snap your photo, and you can. It's all labeled, super accessible. If you have young kids or if you're older and you can't really walk that well. Of course, like the hikes are something different, but I'm talking about just driving in this national park is like really, really accessible. Really accessible. The 18-mile, there's a rainbow point at the very end of it. And at the very start of it is called Inspiration Point. I don't know, do you guys have anything else gridwork-wise that we're thinking about for today? Otherwise, that may be it. We covered quite a bit, honestly, in just a short period of time. I don't know if Vincent, you had anything you wanted to share, brother? Yeah, we covered quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm just holding a bunch of 3D work going on, so it's like,
Sure.
I love all these places though. They're super fun. They're beautiful and just amazing places to be, you know. Like I can't wait to visit more of it. Sure.
Yeah, thanks, man. Feels like we're there now, anchoring, and that's the great thing about doing planetary grid work in particular is that you can really send yourself there. I want to thank all the guides, the helpers, the councils, our inner children, the galactic children, any other children frequencies that you're working with, your highest self, highest purest essence, pure consciousness, oversoul, councils. Christina shared, remembering childhood road trips and visits feels awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for all of the comments, Christina. Appreciate you. Did you want to have anything? Is there anything you wanted to share, Christina? Okay. Yeah, thanking the Unified Universal Akashic keepers, our personal record keepers, Seth and Dave, who update our records. If you called forward anybody else for our session today, just calling our session into completion for now, putting a pin in it, and energetically sending deep love and gratitude to all of those who weave with us today. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you those watching the playback and joining and weaving and gridding with us. The Mountain Brotherhood, all of the councils in our Earth Council, all of the mountains that played, all of the different locations that held space with us as well too and allowed us to anchor and ground. Remembering that we updated our contracts and our consent protocols as well too, calling all of that into completion across all that is, releasing our field of 0-point quantum flow, releasing any other fields that were called in to support our session today. Thanking Mama Gaia, Sophia, all the different networks, rock, and all the kingdoms, rocks, minerals, quantum mycelium, trees, flowers, insects, the bees, the birds. It feels complete to me. Of course, everything is happening in the now moment. So if something else comes up and you want to tap back in, feel free to weave with us. Either if you're watching the replay, replays are typically 2 to 3 weeks behind currently. We definitely invite you to weave with us on the live call. Live is the most potent and powerful, but I definitely understand that not everybody can attend live due to time zones and just life in general. But you can always continue to weave with us on our Telegram. Leave a message here on YouTube, or if you're watching a clip somewhere else, leave us a message and let us know what was your favorite location that came through for good working today. If you're interested in updating or doing anything like Akashic contracts, feel free to send me a DM or message me as well too. If you have any questions about anything that came up, if you need help with integrating, we're always available to help one another and weave with you. Thank you for your time, attention, energy, frequency, all the many wonderful gridworking things that you do. Appreciate you so much, sending you so much love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are complete. Alrighty, friends. We will see you on next Monday. Otherwise, gridding on the Telegram. Looks like a lot of people are posting some really cool things. Oh, you know what? Before we close out, I'm actually going to drop the Denver field office here into the chat. If you guys got some time, and I will share. Share that for you. So that we can see what it looks like. This is one of the locations that we were pretty suspicious of. It's funny because it's in power also. I don't know where in Denver this is. I would just sent this picture. Clearly it's 25 and something. Pretty tall building. All right, friends. Appreciate you so much. Until next time, we will see you here very soon. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon or day or night. And we'll talk to you later. Feel free to unmute.
Bye, guys.
Ciao, ciao. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
We'll talk soon, okay?
Bye.